What's up, guys? This is the Board Game Roamer back with Fate of the Elder Gods for the next episode. We'll get right into it at the end of the last episode. The AI went, so we're going to start back with our turn. Hope you're enjoying this game. I certainly am enjoying this game a lot. Okay, so remember, just as a refresher, we have these fate pieces that are moving around the board. We have ours, the AI has theirs, and they're trying to load up these locations with investigators to raid our lodge, or block locations that we need to go to, and we're moving ours around to try to get to locations we need to, and move the summoning track around on our Elder God to 10. Currently we're at 2, so that's where we're at. Right now I have one spell readied. Remind you what that spell is. Either you reroll up to 3 of your dice once, or 1 of your dice up to 3 times. So in case we need that, and I have an artifact, the Wizard's Grimoire, which makes my minimum hand size 5 instead of 3. I'm gonna put that over there. So, like I said, we'll start with my turn. All right. Man. So there's not really, I don't really see anywhere that I could go to cast anything that has, oh wait, you know what? There is something, but I don't think I can get there. No, wait. Yes. Okay. Yes, okay, here we go. I can get there. Gosh, I didn't even realize that. Alright, so I'm going to use 2 white, and I'm going to use them both to move to the streets of Arkham for a couple reasons. Number one, there's not 3 investigators there. That's good. So I placed an investigator and a cultist. I'll just do this backwards. I did not have control when I moved there, so I need to roll for control. That landed on the edge. I did not get control of the location, but that's okay. Now, remember, the Streets of Arkham is a little bit different. In the Streets of Arkham in solo mode, in a regular multiplayer mode, I take 2 investigators, I hand them out to whoever I want, and then initiate a raid on somebody. In solo, I can remove up to 2 investigators from my lodge and put them back in the supply, so I'm going to do that. So that's cool. But really the reason I wanted to move there was I wanted to ready a spell, Call of the Wicked Ones, summon a monster and become cursed. Now, well, we'll ready it. We may not cast it. Remember, in solo mode, if you get 5 curses, then that ends the game for you. So, I may, if I get close to the end, or I don't know, I may just decide to do it just so you can see the beast. Yeah, 5 curses. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that. So it requires 1 yellow and 2 red. So I have 1 yellow from the location I'm at, 1 red from the astral column at that location, the Streets of Arkham, and the Streets of Arkham is the yellow. And then I have already ready to spell a red spell. So what's going to happen is my spell stays, but since I used a spell out of the astral column at the Streets of Arkham, I have to take both of those out and put those over here in the discard pile for the spells. But I get to take that, place it face down. So now I have 2 readied spells, and now I have, in addition to the location in the astral column, an additional red and white to cast with if I want to. So that's really all I can do. So remember, Wizard's Grimoire, I have minimum hand size of 5. I'm going to draw back up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got another Power Surge, another Call the Wicked Ones. That's yellow and red. And then a command card, move a monster into a location or lodge. Move a monster in a location or lodge to any other location or lodge. So that's all 3 of those are actually that I just drew from Beasts from Beyond. So there's some monsters that are beneficial for you to have, and then there's some monsters that their ability lets you mess with other players. So that's why that card's in there, to the command card. The Power Surge requires a wild, the symbol over here from the other worlds, or that you get at the ceremony, but it's a symbol from the other worlds. The other Call the Wicked Ones requires a blue and 2 green, and the command card requires a red and one of these wild cards. So, all right, cool. So that's that. That's my turn completed. So next we're going to move the AI. The card on top of the spell deck is the green card. So let's move him. Place the green card in the astral column. Move him over here and place an investigator. And voila. That's it for him. Now it's back to us. I would really love to go to the other worlds, because that's 4 dice. Yeah. Alright, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take 2 red and place them at the Streets of Arkham to move to the other worlds. I actually have control there. Okay, so when I have control, when I have control of the other worlds, roll 1 die from each. For each cultist you have the worlds. For each tentacle or Cthulhu head, sacrifice 1 from the other worlds and advance 1 space in your summon track. For each one I sacrifice, when I have control, if I roll a Cthulhu head, return 1 of your cultists from the abyss to your lodge. So I can sacrifice them, but potentially I can get them back into my lodge to be placed. So that's really awesome. So I move there. I already have control. We've determined that. So I'm going to place, when I move there, 1 cultist, 1 investigator, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 investigators. So I'm going to roll 5 dice, looking for tentacles or Cthulhu heads. Oh wow, that's a straight legit roll, guys. Look at that. 4 tentacles and a Cthulhu head. Holy smokes. I'm not going to be using my reroll. So what happens is, wow, that is, I mean, there's only one, there's 2 tentacles on a die and 1 Cthulhu head. So a 1 in 3 chance I roll a tentacle on every one of those dice, and there's only 1 side with the Cthulhu head, so 1 in 6 that I rolled that. Gosh, that is amazing. Okay, so 4 tentacles. With the tentacles and the Cthulhu head, I get to sacrifice and move on the track. So I just sacrificed 5, which is going to take me to 7 on the track. So we put all those back into the abyss. Now, I also rolled 1 Cthulhu head. So that means I get to take 1 out of the abyss and put it back in the lodge. Man, that is, wow. That is absolutely amazing. That's exciting. I played this before and did not win, so I played it a couple times and just couldn't quite eke it out. One time it was just the AI destroyed me when I was playing through the test to try to get the rules down before I shot this. The other time I was relatively close, I was still learning the rules, so I made a couple mistakes that I think might have made the difference, but I did not do anything like that. Holy smokes. Okay, so, whew, that's amazing. Now, I can only ready one spell, and I've got a bit of a dilemma, in a way, because I have two spells in my hand. Power Surge, which is until the end of your turn, you control your current location, or Command, move a monster in a location or lodge to any other location or lodge. I have the symbols because they both require the Otherworld symbol. Power Surge just requires the one. Command requires the one in a red, but I have a red over here ready. So I could actually cast either one of these. The question is, which one do I want to cast? There's a blue and a yellow card. I can only have 3. Gosh. I mean, I might as well cast it, right? Plus, here's the other reason that well, it wouldn't matter at this point because I use cards, but if the fate piece would have moved now, I would be getting some curses, and it would just be bad because it would be trying to move to the location it's already at. So I definitely, I mean, I've already got cards coming to me, but man. Alright, I'm going to do Power Surge just to get, I'm just going to kind of set this up here. Power Surge just to get, I think, another symbol out there for me to use. And if there's something I really need to do, you know, at the location that's really going to help me, maybe for the end I'll do that. Alright, so, to take control from the location with this spell. Yep. Alright, so that's that. It's the end of my turn. I have 2 cards. I have to draw up 3 more cards. I draw a green card that is another command card. A red card called Cubes of Power. When you are rolling dice, you may add 2 additional dice to this roll. Nice. And a yellow card. All has red's Vengeance. Reveal when another cult takes an action that places at least. Yeah, okay, so this is another card that's not really going to do me a lot of good other than to move around. Okay, so that is my turn. So we move the fate piece next for the AI. It is white. Wow. That's 3 white ones at the gathering, and they're going to move to the ceremony. So we move to the ceremony. We place an investigator. That's 4 investigators. That could potentially hurt a lot. I really want to go to the ceremony so I can get that card. By the way, if I get one of these cards, these purple cards here from the ceremony, that does not count toward the hand limit. But I can only have one of those in my hand at a time. So just so you guys know. Yes. Where to move to next? Do I have a blue card? I do have a blue card. So I'm looking at potentially maybe the museum. Now, if I go to the museum, though, I'm going to be getting some raiders, so that would put me at 4. So if I do that, I got to be real careful. I have plenty of cultists in the lodge, so I don't really need to worry about going to the gathering to get people, other than I could just move one somewhere. But so the museum, we got the Jade statue. If you're at the other worlds, reroll up to 2 of your dice. That's just a you destroy it. There is no, exhaust it to do something. The Silk Shroud of Appalachia is the other one, and that is exhaust move 1 investigator being placed on your lodge to any location instead, or I can destroy it and return to the supply up to 2 investigators from my lodge. And let's just go there. Let's just go there. So I'm going to place this blue card over here at the other worlds. Move mine here. I do not have control, so the first thing I need to do is roll for control. I do not get control. That was not a Cthulhu head. There are 3 investigators, so those come to my lodge. There are now 4 in my lodge, and I place one of my cultists. Now remember that if there's 3 or more there, that happens before we place the investigators, and place an investigator there. So now I can take one of these. I'm going to take the Appalachia Shroud. Check. And replace it with the Crown of Carcosa. You may roll 2 dice or when rolling for temporary control. If you roll 2 Elder Signs, then become cursed and destroy the Crown of Carcosa. Yikes. So that's fun. Alright, so that's what I can do. I don't really... I'm happy with my spells. I'm happy with those symbols. Now, this would be a point in time where if I decided I wanted to get rid of some things, I could get rid of some things. Discard some cards basically from my hand to draw additional cards. I think... Now, I was going to say I want to discard the Streets of Arkham, but... Well, at this point, if I go there, I'm probably going to be raided, so that's not really... Yeah, let's get rid of that one. The Gathering's a good place to potentially go. The Ceremony, definitely a place to go. Library, decent place to go. Yeah, so let's just discard that. That leaves me with 3, so I draw up... Wow, up to 2. I knew I was going to get 1 street, but I got 2. So the 2 I got are Dark Pact, become cursed to prevent gaining all Elder Signs from a single source, and another Call the Wicked Ones to summon a monster is what I drew. So that's my 5 cards, and the AI is going to go to green, which is the Gathering. So we're going to place that in the column there. We're going to move him over. And we're going to place a investigator there. Alright, and then it's back to me. I think... Alright, so I want to go to the Dark Ceremony to use my gift. Oh, but I can't. So, well, shoot. Gosh. So hard to choose. I can move to green, red. So I can move to the Gathering. It's here, but it has 3 investigators. I can move to the Ceremony, but it has 4 investigators. I can move back to the Library, which would be okay. And then I've got 2 Streets of Arkham, so I could use these to move anywhere. I mean, the other worlds would be great, but there's no cultist there for me to really use to advance my summoning track. Oh. Well, let's see. Oh, okay, here we go. So, I'm going to ready a spell first. And I'm going to get rid of... Oh, man. Gosh. think I'm gonna get rid of my rerolls. I think I'm gonna get rid of this reroll card for my spell, but I'm gonna use call Enlighten the Faithful, which requires a blue, a green, and a yellow. The blue and the green are over here at the museum. The blue's the symbol at the museum, and then the green is in the astral column. And the yellow I've got over here with a readied spell. It's called Enlighten the Faithful. At the end of your turn, you may move up to 3 of your cultists from any one location to any other location. So I'm going to play that. That's going to be a good way to get these guys to the other worlds. And then... Gosh. Then I guess I'm just going to go to the library. Oh wait, all these go away because I used the gathering, the green one, to cast the spell, so all those go away. Then I'm going to go to the library. So I'm going to move that over here. I place one of my cultists and one investigator. This board's getting very crowded. And I draw 3. One, that's a blue. Enthrall, choose one location that another cult controls. Destroy 2 of their cultists. So that's just going to be a movement card. Another blue card, Sign of the Brotherhood, choose one cult to return one of their cultists from the abyss and place it in their lodge. You return 3 of your cultists from the abyss and place them in your lodge. I guess technically, well, one other cult, yeah, so that's another one we can't use. And then red card. Oh man, this is, oh man. Alright, so I'm not done quite with my turn, but I see that the old AI is going to the streets of Arkham, which means a raid's fixing to happen. That's not good for me. Alright, so I'm going to keep... I have 6, so I just have to get rid of 1. So I'm going to keep... I'm going to get rid of this blue card that's choosable location that another call controls because I can't really use it for a spell, and that leaves me still with a blue card in my hand. So I have 1 green, 2 yellows, a blue, and a red. Okay. Man. Now the pain train begins. And okay. So, here we go. AI's moving to the streets of Arkham. So, first thing that happens, I get all 3 of these, which would normally initiate a raid anyway. And I have to place 1, and then 1 comes from the supply. Alright, so, raiding. Man, this is going to be fun. Let me look this up just to make sure that I remember the symbols. I think I remember the symbols, but I may not 100% remember the symbols. So, so what happens in the raid is we take 1 die for each investigator in the lodge. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my goodness, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look at that. All right, so I have 7. I'm gonna roll 1 for each investigator. So before I do that, let me just tell you what the sides do. So if it is a tentacle, gosh, it is a tentacle, or if it is the Cthulhu head, so basically a 50-50 chance, I get to destroy the investigator and nothing happens. If it is a lesser elder sign, which is this, then they still gain an elder sign, but I destroy the investigator. Alright, and if that greater elder, I'm going to call it greater elder sign, is rolled, not only do I get an additional elder sign to be placed, right? So 50-50 chance I'm going to get one of these elder signs. It's going to block my track. But if I roll the Cthulhu, if I roll the greater elder sign, then not only do I get elder sign, but they stay in the lodge, which really sucks. So, yeah. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. Whew. Well, a decent mix, I guess. All right, so first things first. Let me group these. I guess that's about half an hour. All right, so let's start with the best. Tentacles, Cthulhu heads, destroy. I have 2 tentacles, 2 Cthulhu heads. So 4 of the investigators are destroyed. So I'll go back to the supply. Alright, so they didn't do anything. Then I've got 2 of the lesser elder signs. Oops. So that means that I'm going to gain 2 of these tokens. 1, 2. And those investigators are going to be destroyed. So they're going to go back to the supply. But then I got a greater elder sign, which means that investigator stays, but I still get the elder sign. So there are now 3 elder signs on my track. Lovely. Yep. And let me make sure. I can't remember if I start when I place an elder sign. If I start at the when again elder sign is placed summon, right? Backward on the summoning track, starting at the 9 and working around to the. Oh yeah, that's right. So, boom, 1. I forgot. How did I forget that too? Now here's the thing. So I start at 9 and work my way back. Because my elder sign has hit my summoning on the summoning track where my token is, that means I gain a curse card. Now remember, in a normal game, you take the curse card, you would hand the curse card to the person beside you who would read it, and they would know what the triggering effect was. You would not know what the triggering effect was, and whenever that happened, then they would tell you, and you would suffer the penalties. In the solo, the curse cards don't do anything. They just sit there and accumulate. If I get 5, remember that's another way to lose the game, in addition to just the AI locking out my summoning ability. So I'll put that over here. Lovely. All right. Let's put this back over there now. So not the end of the world, but getting there. Oh wow, that really sucked. That AI really got me. All right, guys. I think we're about 30 minutes, so I think I'm gonna just end the episode right here. After that, and we'll pick back up in the next episode with us taking our next turn. So again, this is Fate of the Elder Gods. By Greater Than Games. Hope you guys are enjoying it, and this is a solo playthrough, and we'll see how we fare next time around. To recap, I have 3 spells readied, 2 white and a yellow. I have the Wizard's Grimoire, which is an artifact which gives me a hand size of 5, and the Silk Shroud of Atlach-Nacha, which basically ultimately lets me move around some investigators. And I am in the library and fixing to move. So thanks, guys. Hope you're enjoying this. Remember to play more games, get your game on, and this is Board Game Roamer. I will see you next time. Bye bye. That sounded very Markiplier, didn't it? I guess I shouldn't do that. So See you next time.